Okay, we're back. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. I have been having some horrible live streaming error problems, and they have been plaguing us with this title. I'm not sure what it is about Baldur's Gate, but it's causing OBS to freak out after a little bit of time, and it's been overloading. And you can turn your graphics down, and I'll try it again, but then it starts making the game look really bad. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the encoder wasn't going just then. So one of the encounters we just had isn't on camera now. So give me a minute to go through the controls and see if there's anything that we can do to, alleviate we're limiting the frame rates. We're doing everything we can to keep it down, to see if that's the problem. But I don't know about you. I'm gonna have to start asking around and asking people in the community if they've been having OBS problems with this title. And then YouTube, when we try to shut down and just shut down and then reconnect, it won't allow us to do that. And so it just kills the stream. So I have to start another one. We don't need God rays. We don't need bloom. We don't need subsurface scattering. Okay. So we just encountered this group of people and this guy that's dead here on the ground, Ed. And thank goodness he's got some food. Food matters so much in this game. Food matters so much. So anything that you can get your grubby little hands on, take it. And search the environment for anything else that you might be able to eat. But they've doubled the amount of food that you need to do a long rest, and I think that's kind of rude and mean. Maybe it's the way you set it. If you set the game for strategic play as opposed to a more casual play, storyline stuff, perhaps that might influence how much food you need. I don't know. All I know is that right now, with however I've got it set, it requires a lot. 80 whatever points of food, or however they do it. Anyway, Ed over there, he was with his brothers and sisters, and he got killed by an owl bear. And there's an owl bear in this cave, and we told his brother and sister, well, you better go kill the owl bear. So that's what we're kind of going to investigate right now, the owl bear in the cave. There are a lot of ways to approach everything in this game. You don't have to hack and slash everything and be a murder hobo. Play it how you want. Same with this encounter with the owl bear. You don't have to kill it. There are ways to avoid doing such a thing. But you might want to try to get the experience. Make sure you save often and a lot, because you're going to end up reloading a lot. Just one little mistake here, one little mistake there, and you're done for.
A wizard sealed this chest. Wasn't an amateur either.
All right, there's a parchment behind the statue over here that how anybody figured this out, I don't know. I had to wiki it at one point. But there's a parchment over here. If you can perceive it and pick it up, then you got to come over here and read it. And reading the prayer while standing over here unlocks the chest. How you would intuitively figure that out, I don't know. I don't think you would, and I think that's one of those ones where We'll look through it and see what they say and see if there's any hint as to a dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Selûne and Shar. After Selûne ignited the sun, brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. All right. And there's the no, there's the prayer. A prayer dedicated to Selûne, imploring all to accept the Moon Maiden's blessing and share in her bounty.
Just an old prayer.
Just an old prayer. Let's pick that up. What, Gale?
Tiring business, isn't it? All this traveling and adventuring. Why don't we take a little break? Allow ourselves a few moments of rest? Gives me a chance to talk to you about something, well, rather important.
Rather important, no less. All right, go ahead.
We've been on the road together for a while now, haven't we?
Like 10 hours.
Survived some perils, overcame some obstacles. Ever since you were kind enough to free me from that stone, I've seen you demonstrate remarkable guile and courage. The way you diffused the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. The way you stood in front of a crossbow to prevent a murder.
We're being buttered up.
To release the girl. The way we got that boy out of a harpy's clutches. In short, I've grown to trust you.
Does that mean you're buying the beer? Enough with the flattery. Where's this going?
Quite sincere, I assure you. The reason I make a point of saying this is that I've grown confident enough to tell you something I've yet to tell another living soul, except for my cat. You see, I have this condition, very different from the parasite we share, but just as deadly.
Go on.
Specifics are rather personal, but suffice it to say that it is a malady I've learned to live with, and not without some effort. What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item and absorb the weave inside.
Your illness causes you to consume raw magic? I'm going to need the details.
I can say no more on the matter. Not now, anyway. Just trust me when I say it's all of vital importance. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, since before we were abducted. That is why I tell you. I need you to help me find magic items to consume. It is vital. Dare I say it? Critical. We've already done the finding. In fact, you have one in your possession. You know for yourself how hard won such an item was, and it will be no easier when even more are required to assuage my hunger.
Easy. Easy.
Danger involved, or great cost.
Then will I lose a valuable artifact? No, thanks. I expected as much. Don't worry. I'm happy to help.
Splendid. Bit of boldness will serve us well. I'm sure we won't have to look very far to find what I need. Faerun overflows with magic-infused treasure. As do our packs, as a matter of fact. We've such an item already in our possession. Primed for the moment the need arises. I hope I can count on you.
Okay. So, what do we have in our pack? You know? I don't know. I mean, the rings, I mean, the gauntlets, but A ring of flinging. Gale can absorb this item's magic. I see. So if you hover over an item, it says there at the bottom, Gale can absorb this item's magic, destroying it. It's kind of a good one to have. I really don't want to give up anything. We'll wait. Can we wait for the next item, Gale? See if we can send this to camp. Send to camp. I forgot about that option. Instead of going back every time like I've been doing stupidly. Okay. Where were we? We were trying to figure out how anybody. This is typical D&D. I mean, D&D has had some. There's been some things in all the adventures back to the days of Keep on the Borderlands that are just. How would you have ever in the world thought to do that, right? So I remember being stuck at this passageway, this doorway, right? And I wasted, I don't know, an hour trying different things with this doorway. And finally, I'm like, look, man, I can't figure it out. And the Dungeons Master was like, you needed to take this magical item and smash it into bits, into a dust, powdered dust, and sprinkle it in front of you as you go through the arch, and those sprinkled dust will allow you to go through. How in the world? What? How would you have ever in a million years? How would I in a million years have ever come up with an idea to do something like that? No extra stuff written in stone saying, yeah, man, powder the stuff and, a powder will let you through the door. No clues, no nothing. Just that was how you had to get through it. I think, was that Expedition to the Barrier Peaks? A potion of animal speaking. So that's one way to deal with the owlbear. The war between Sloan and Shar. Pick it up. Let's read it. An ancient tome detailing how Selûne came into being along with her sister Shar. The silver, radiant Selûne and the dark, alluring Shar complemented each other and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. Now, Shadowheart is a follower of Shar. Here's a scroll of detect thoughts. Some incense. Okay. Now here's the point where how would you ever think that little piece of paper, if you read it over here, would unlock this chest? A prayer dedicated to Selûne, imploring all to accept the Mood Maiden's blessing and share in her bounty. Acolyte, her gift of silver as Shadowheart is inspired. Press P to preview. 1 inspiration point gained. And now it's unlocked.
You should leave it, or even destroy it if possible.
Yeah. Don't be ridiculous.
This rubbish is an offering to Seluna. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Do not trifle with that moon witch or her trinkets. Only trouble will follow.
You need to understand the balance, little gal. That's my 2 cents. Yeah, why do you care so much? It's because she's a follower of Shar. But, you know, there's probably a reason why they gotta, like, hate each other, but it brings balance, and she should just chill out. I'll do as I please. If you want to try stopping me, be my guest. Can't just abandon resources that we might need. Be sensible. Insight. Why do you care so much? DC 15. Big bucks, no whammies. Oh, not like that. Damn, it's not worth it to me to roll again and blow an inspiration point.
Because we've enough troubles and burdens as it is.
Well, thanks for answering anyway. Chico Persuasion. That's the old pepper.
Fine. Perhaps you can sell them for a couple of coins. It hurts.
Shadowheart received condition mysterious. That goes too fast. Lost condition mysterious Sharon wound. T does nothing. I? No, that's inventory. Okay, around this corner is the owl bear.
Best be on my way.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
Okay, so let's do a let's drink the potion. I thought we picked up a scroll of detect thoughts. Yeah.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
There's a spear lodged in your head.
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse.
Chico Persuasion, just allow me to leave. I'm no threat to you or your cup. That's one way to deal with it. Another thing I've said about this, though, is this is try to, like, get as much experience points as possible. I don't know if you're going to get more doing something like this or having a fight.
You're small, weak. Killing you would be a waste of time. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
So let's see if we can pick up anything around the area.
An unhatched one would fetch quite a price.
Where was it? No, I don't see it. Can I pick it up? No. Yeah, I don't see it. All right, so obviously, if you just even go near her cub now at this point, that's okay. Well, you wanted the experience. Yes, I did. Too many hit points. How many hit points? Oh my lord. Phantasmal Force, it deal damage to a creature each turn. The type of damage changes to the last type the creature suffered. It doesn't say if it saved or anything like that. I don't know. Oh, this is gonna hurt. If I can use any movement to make it turn around. Oh no. Clicked the wrong thing. That action blew out her ability to cast that spell, or she moved too far away. Lizelle. So it's doing that weird thing again where I've lost her controls. Okay, so in a previous live stream, I said that I was angry because there was no way to hold my turn and then go later, and I was wrong, and I want to correct that right now. So I clicked on her, and it gave me the option to cancel her end of turn, and that way you can hold your turn. But now why Lizelle I lose her controls, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with it. Whatever mode or however I've toggled it. But she's locked, and you see I've got none of her controls.
Nothing important is ever easy.
See this option here? Cancel end of turn. But when it goes back to her, no controls. And then I can't end her turn. It won't let me end it. Goofy AF. Sick. Input mode. Lets the game detect your controller automatically. Nope, that's not what we need. gameplay like end of turn. Karmic dice avoid failure streaks while keeping the results mostly random. Okay. Escape, cancel action, right mouse button. End round, that's what we're looking for. Space, cancel end turn. End turn, space. Shift space. She has no movement left. Back to her, can't do anything. Try that. I don't know. You know, things go wrong. There, it just was bugged. I think. Okay. Well, what's happening with this phantasmal force? It's a concentrate, right? Deal damage to a creature 10 turns. Require, yeah, it's concentration. Oh, this is sad, kids. Close your eyes. Me as the little kid, you know. Wow. Ha ha ha. What in the world? Use the bow instead of his axe. That was dumb. She's gonna... I can see her one hitting. We are so lucky. He's still doing concentration. And I don't want to mess with that. I wish we had more interesting camera controls. No bueno. We are so lucky.
Looks from you to his dead mother.
Oh, this is so sad. You're breaking my heart. Don't do it.
A single strike will end his suffering.
Okay, so here's the downside to that. So if I'm not mistaken, I think if we let the thing go, let the creature live, it's going to get captured by the goblins, and they're going to torment the thing in a cage. And I don't know if we're going to have to face it later. I don't know that it comes out and attacks the... I just have this strong feeling of it's probably better to end it. That's all I'm recalling from memory. So, look away, kids.
The best. The cub would have died anyway.
Nature might have provided for it. Too late now. Mercy, of course.
That's not what I expected from her. The head of a broken spear. All right, there are some goodies on the floor over here. A pork loin. That is exactly what we need. An owlbear egg.
An owlbear egg. These are supposed to be worth a fortune.
The Oak Father's Embrace. 13 AC. Order of Nature. Undead creatures that hit the wearer receive 1d6 radiant damage. Beasts that hit the wearer deal an additional 1d6 radiant damage. Come on, pork loin. That's all I'm rooting for. Normally I'm rooting for magic items and I want to find better armor and all that. And now I'm rooting for finding pork loins.
We survived! I can't believe we survived! Sir, what now?
What were you doing before the owlbear attacked?
We were sent to look for fugitives. Some survivors from a crashed ship a ways west along the Keon Thar. The Absolute wants them found. One way or another.
Ed Greenwood pronounces it Chyanthar.
Right, we will. Bry will know where to look. Thank you, true soul.
pork loin. A weapon. Short sword. Skeleton. Just run our cursor over everything else before we leave the area. Yeah, missed a pile of bones over there. Okay, it's worth a gold piece. Nothing. Aha. 1 gold. A heavy stone. Okay. And 53 gold. We'll take it. So that was an eviscerated goblin. Is that a pickaxe? Yes. And I believe that is it, folks. So let's head on back out of the cave.
Do you think your kin search for you, Laser?
I know they do not. It is my responsibility to cleanse myself.
They pursued the nonchalantly. Perhaps they were trying to free you.
A vain notion. I am one of many, and will not be a burden to my queen.
I'll wait back up. You can craft your own potions, poisons, and elixirs using alchemy. Gather ingredients to distill into extracts and experiment to brew wondrous solutions. That's new.
It would be paid for painfully, 1,000 times over.
Good to know.
Yeah, I don't believe they had alchemy in the pre-release, and it was that it keybound as crafting. I'm still missing stuff over here. Mugwort.
Our face is tiring, Shadowheart. By all means leave if I am so distasteful.
I'd rather not turn my back on you.
Oh, ladies. Seven raspberries. Honeycomb. Do you remember that Robert Palmer song, Looking for Clues? Clues? Yeah. I wish I had could play that song in one of our live streams. I'm hearing that song in my head, but it's "Ooh, I'm looking for food." Dun 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 dun. All right. So you want a dog in your camp to to play with of your very own?
Very well.
Very well.
Keep moving, stranger. Quietly.
Who is that?
I told you to go.
Peer at his color. Fantastic.
You see a name etched into the leather. Scratch.
You know my name? Interesting. A predator wouldn't care to learn it. Still, you should go. My friend is injured. He needs rest. Of course he will. And then we'll return home. No, I won't leave him. That's enough!
Oh. And I've never had that happen before. Oops. No, I didn't want to fight the dog, and I wanted him to join our camp, and normally he sniffs your hand and then is like, yeah, wait for me in my camp. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that, and then we'll play ball later. And close your eyes, children.
With glee.
No, not with glee. Well, now we don't get a dog in the camp and we don't get to play ball with it. I'm like, well, maybe they put that in there so now that's what we have to do to make him come to your camp. That was horrible. So he is a courier from Baldur's Gate. So personal note. Gumwick, be doubly careful on the way back to Baldur's Gate. I've received more reports of attacks on travelers throughout the region. Can my best messenger winding up face down in a ditch somewhere. Watch yourself. Better late than never. Postmaster General Danzo. Read. Draven, it's a boy. He's healthy and perfect, and I've named him after his father. Come back and see as soon as you can. As soon as you can get leave. Love, Flora. And Draven Jr. Nine fingers. One moment.
started.
All's well, I hope, aside from the obvious. If you're sure. Fine. I'll be here whenever you rediscover your taste in company.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling. He brings to mind a story. The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think? Refuse him, no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost will be too great. That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything. Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it, and she was planning to return. One of the archdevil Zariel's own, chaos incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing. A powerful friend with a keen interest in
privacy. I'm sworn to say no more. All right. What else is on your mind? A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days. By all means. What else is on your mind? My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
Ah, sorry about that. The microphone was not on. I'm sorry, folks. So much going on here today. I had all these extra hours to start live streaming early, and then all kinds of things are going on. What act could be finer than I was saying it when we started out, too? I'm really sad about the dog thing. I really like having the dog in the camp. It wasn't my intention to get in a fight with that dog. And in the pre-release, and he may go into it later, he's got a love interest, and that's really all he talked about in the pre-release. But this time, he starts out with it telling us a whole different story. All right. And out of all the characters that you have or can have in your party, he's the one that seems to have a lot of things to do. So I'm going to be meaning that he's going to have, well, the person that he's after, I think, is right around the corner. And then we're going to run into other people that he might know personally. So with the other characters, nobody here seems to know anybody. But he's got these side stories going on with people that you're going to run into. So this is a good point to consider bringing him into the party. And he named you the Blade of Frontiers?
But he named me friend, and that meant the world. But what of the others? The children never saved. The cries never heard. In the boy's tears, I finally saw the suffering wrought by the villains of the wild. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded.
And before that, Baldurian, we can do that.
And it's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting.
All right. Okay. Excellent. So now he's part of our group. I like his portrait so far most. Let's level up here. Gained a spell. Hellish Rebuke. React to your next attacker with flames that deal 2 to 20 fire damage. So it's a reaction. Yeah, let's go with that. And then in your study of occult lore, you have unearthed eldritch invocations, fragments of forbidden knowledge that imbue you with an abiding magical prowess. Agonizing blast, armor of shadows, beast speech, beguiling influence, devil's sight, fiendish vigor, mask of many faces, one with shadows, repelling blast, thief of 5 fates. This is all pretty cool stuff. When you cast Eldritch Blast, add your charisma modifier to the damage it deals, unless it is negative. What is his charisma? A 17? Better than Gale? You can cast Mage Armor on yourself. You can cast Speak with Animals. You invoke your patron's bewildering charms. You gain proficiency in Deception and Persuasion. You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 24 meters. You can cast False Life on yourself at will, and as a level 1 spell without expending a spell slot. You cast Disguise Self. You know, I haven't tried using any of the Disguise Self. I just found a reason to. One with the Shadows. You learn how to cast One with the Shadows. Repelling Blast. When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 4.5 meters away from you. That might be a really good one to get. Once per long rest, you can cast Bane. Man, Devilish Sight would really come in handy. But so does Repelling. Blasting people is something you're going to want to do a lot. So I think that I'm going to choose that. And we get to choose... Oh, so we get to choose two then. All right, well, we'll take Devil's Sight then. Woohoo! That's nice. Oh, up another one. Spells 01. Spell. Blindness, Cloud of Daggers, Crown of Madness, Enthrall, Hold, Mirror Image, Expeditious Retreat, Command, Charm, Burning Hands, Shatter, Scorching Ray, Ray of Enfeeblement, Misty Step, Hex, Protection from Evil, and Witch Bolt. Make your attacks deal an additional 1d6 necrotic. Weaken a foe. Instill madness in a humanoid enemy. Reduce a creature's peripheral vision and make it look at you. Conjure a cloud of spinning daggers that attack anyone inside. Yeah. Pact Boon 01. Your patron bestows a gift upon you for your loyal service. Choose one of the following pacts. Pact of the Chain, Pact of the Blade, and Pact of the Tome. Gain the service of a familiar, a fey spirit that takes the form of your choosing. This can be an animal, imp, or quasit. You can summon a packed weapon or bind the one that you're wielding, making it magical. Packed weapons use the wielder's spellcasting ability modifier instead of strength or dexterity. He hasn't got a high wisdom, so you're not going to get much modifier there, I don't believe. Your patron grants you a grimoire called the Book of Shadows, which allows you to cast Guidance, Vicious Mockery, and Thorn Whip. Pact of the Tome. Thorn Whip, Vicious Mockery, Guidance. Okay. So with the sausages that we picked up on Ed back there, I am just hoping that we now have enough food to let everybody rest. So again, something new about camp. You can now switch to your camp clothing, it seems. And see if there's anybody that wants to talk. He wants to say something.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in my camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
You were sorting something before. What were you doing?
Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, fell in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
Ah. Impressive. Are there any other ways you can help us?
Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Yeah, and that's handy. And look very ugly doing it. That's incredibly powerful magic. Why is it so easy for you?
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
I'd like to talk about hirelings. Can you help me change my class?
Very well.
Recruit a hireling. Well, I've never done it before, so let's try it, but hopefully we don't need to put somebody out of the party.
Impossible.
Okay. Thank goodness. Heavy stone, short sword. What is Will's AC? 11.
Looking ahead.
Beasts that hit the wearer deal 1 to 6 damage. That's weird. So that doesn't actually work in your favor if you're facing undead, but I don't believe there's a whole lot of undead to face. She's got some more sausages on her. She's hoarding. Yeah, nothing. That's about it, I think. Maybe not. Sending these over to Gale. Okay. Okay, we're up on the Risen Road now. So if we go this way, oh yeah, the reason why I wanted Will in the group is because normally the person that he's hunting, if it's the same person,
Strange things are happening to us. What festers in our minds may well impel our bodies.
so across the river there is a oh, they didn't have a little wood thing before a log to cross a wood thing. But this seems to be the person that Will is hunting. Yeah, this is completely different from pre-release.
The stink of Avernus. Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you.
You're the devil we've been hunting, Karlak, right? These are no natural flames. Prepare to fight.
Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but I...
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood, the Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
What was that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision. Karlak's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Her rage and desperation seep into you. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
She's trying to trick us. Don't believe her lies.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get away, I took it. Finally home. Near it, anyway.
You served her. That's enough to damn.
So yeah, what do we do? You know, this is a tough call because Will's gonna be mad as can be if he doesn't get to do what he wants to do, I assume. Oh man. And that's going to cause this a conflict with the people up on the top of the hill from here. You know, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. I guess in this case, I'm going to be a murder hobo.
It's done, Karlak. By my living soul, you will forever burn.
You know, I could have used a friend. Pity that won't be you.
I'm surprised they didn't make her more tough. Really, I'm very surprised. I mean, come on, some of these things we've been fighting are hundreds of points.
Laser, you've the most exquisite voice, golden as the sands of the chapel.
He just finished taking out an arch enemy and he's over there flirting now.
Is that
No, it is a fact. Life in this Faerun is laughably weak.
Okay. Her infernal trousers. Torn and hell-scented. Skull of Revivify. Camp supplies. Alchemy pouch. Arrow of Ice, Arsonist's Oil. Coat your weapons in oil that transforms the target's fire resistance to fire vulnerability. Targets that are immune to fire damage are unaffected. Drow Poison. Coat your weapon with poison. Oil of Diminution. Coat your weapon in oil. It receives a -1 penalty to damage. Targets failing a Constitution save suffer disadvantage on strength checks and saves. Alchemist Fire and a Trap Disarm Kit. Okay.
the devil is fallen? Hells, I should be celebrating, making toasts, roaring in victory. But I can't get the tadpole's visions out of my mind. Tell me we were right to strike Karlach down.
No, I'm not. No.
Not exactly the words of solace I'd hoped for.
Damn it all! I vowed to hunt vicious monsters, not join their ranks.
Enough whinging already. You should be drunk on the kill, not drowning us in crocodile tears.
Right you are, Lae'zel. I've slayed myriad devils, each one a threat to Faerun. I've torn the horns from their heads without a second thought. Why should this time be any different? My prey has fallen. Hail the blade.
Hail the blade.
Hail again. And may our strikes always find their marks.
All right.
Yes, I've been told I'm quite scintillating.
Have you really?
No.
All right, there's an Inn of Tyr up here. This is on the maps in Forgotten Realms. Just a little bit of ways from Joaquin's Keep. So you absolutely, if you're planning an adventure in this area from Baldur's Gate to El Terrell, in between there, that's where this is taking place. This is much closer to El Terrell than it is to Baldur's Gate. It's about, I don't know, I want to say several days to Baldur's Gate from here, and probably just, well, then just like a day away from El Terrell, really, on the map anyway. Hyena ear, gross. Normally there was a gentleman that was standing out here and he's all proud about killing them all. He's probably moved inside now. A rotten carrot.
Cut it out.
Nothing we need to worry about.
How about a dragon? Would that worry you?
I'd give it a bloody good fight, that's for sure.
Only thing you give a dragon is bad gas.
Glorious food. Okay. So back this way. With a good perception check, you might be able to find a little thingy over here, or chest.
Bodies everywhere. Accidental sabotage.
An acid arrow. Looking around now for anything to eat. There is a sigil, so we can travel now if we needed to go places that we've been.
I hardly believe in love at all. But I do believe in carnal pleasure.
I have not seen their friend yet, who's normally outside. All right. Anders, Sword of Tyr.
Who's there? Please, keep your distance. You're welcome to shelter here, but we've grave injuries to tend to.
Who or what attacked you?
The devil. The most deadly foe we've yet encountered. We are paladins of Tyr, Lord of Justice. He sent us after an infernal being, straight out of the Nine Hells, hiding in the form of a one-horned tiefling.
You recognize the description. The burning tiefling you met by the river.
She slaughtered countless refugees fleeing the Absolute. Yesterday, she butchered an entire family without mercy. We were lucky to survive our encounter with her.
I've already dealt with her. She's dead.
If that's true, this is the first glimmer of hope we've had for a long while. But I'll need proof. Bring me her head, and I'll give you my blade. It carries Tyr's blessing, and you will have earned it by carrying out his justice.
Right, so now you got to run back there and do a dirty deed.
to tell me a bit more?
Intricate device crafted by Millar, our most gifted artisans. I am sworn to say no more.
I wish they would make their dialogue a little bit louder.
Tell me, Lae'zel. Your home realm intrigues me.
Githyanki lay their eggs on other planes. They cannot mature in the astral. I will only be welcomed once I obtain a Mind Flayer's head. Empty.
All right.
A crate. Fascinating.
I'm not getting anything on these boxes. Oh, we're bunged again. None of the, I don't know what's causing the game to freak out like this, and all of a sudden you lose your controls. I have no idea what causes the game to do that. So hopefully we didn't just blow a whole bunch of chances to open crates and get food. But going out to the main menu and coming back in corrected it last time. So if you find yourself in that spot where all of a sudden the UI goes away, and hopefully that fixes it. Yeah, okay, so there was stuff in these crates. But no food so far other than that piece of bread.
Nothing inside.
I still think it's funny. All I wanted to do was find magic weapons and armor, and now all I want to find is food. Longsword +1? Nah, the potato, man. I'm happy to get that potato and this rotten cheese.
Tell me, Gale, what is your interest in the astral plane?
Time. Rather, the
Need any supplies? We've fewer mouths to feed now.
I'll take your supplies and everything else you own. Ah, what a drag. Normally on the in the pre-release, this lady would make smoke powder bombs. And if you just sat around for a few days, you could have a nice little supply of smoke powder bombs. But right now I don't see it on her item list. Drink to increase your size. Weapons deal an additional 1d4 damage. You gain an advantage on strength checks and saves. That's not a whole lot of increase in power. It's a drag. Take the arrow. Or not. We're on barter. We should probably have Will do the buying.
In Tia's name.
Let's have Will go back and talk to her. Where'd she go?
Quite empty.
Quite empty.
You've a particular way with words, Gale. Perhaps oration suits you more than battle.
They're not mutually exclusive. Weave is served best with a dash of eloquence.
Need any supplies? With fewer mouths.
Supplies. $26. 113. Six. $28 to play with. 162. 17 for the spicy shrimp soup. $40 camp supplies for 100. An orange, an onion, a fish. Okay. All right, you have to go back out. You have to go back out and transfer. See who does have the higher charisma. Yeah, Will by far. Gale had the highest. So you need to come over here, and anything you want Will to sell, you click on an item, and then you can choose a character. Not in the screens we were in. You have to be just out here. But that'll send it right over, or you could click and drag it and take it and drop it on his character avatar there. Like barbarian clothes. These leather gloves. Karlach's boots. Well, he should be happy about that. I mean, he was all sad about it, second guessing, and she lies, and then the people from Tyr are like, man, she just came through and killed a bunch of people. But in the pre-release, they completely go a different direction, and Karlach says, hey, they came and attacked me. I'm an innocent escaping the blood war, and they're actually devils in disguise. So she convinces you, or will try to convince you, to go kill all these people and let her go. Okay, Zell. Anything to give to Will? Okay.
I'm still looking to shift some supplies. Don't have much to spare, but it's more than we can carry.
Well, let's just give it to her. Donate. Okay.
In Tyr's name.
All right. So back out to the main room. He's got what that guy demanded.
Well,
Close your eyes, children.
thank you.
Oh, good. They didn't show anything.
As promised, here is my blade. Blessed by Tyr.
It's sacred. The most valuable thing I've ever held. I hope it serves you
as well as it served me.
Uh, 6 to 16 damage. 2d6 plus 4 slashing. Tyr's protection, level 1 abjuration spell. Proficiency with this weapon type unlocks pommel. Yeah, we've got that. Gale can absorb the item. Absorb this, sucker. They seemed, last time, they seemed to have no problem if it went through and took everything. Order of the Gauntlet on matters of law and justice. Good is the absence of evil. It means to seek peace and to enforce it. It means to seek depravity and to denounce it. And it means to trust in your God and yourself, for the greater good of all is called faith. Goodness is not lawfulness. Law is commandment of God or of mortals. It is the call of authority and the sanction of its opponents. Law is the father of order. To renounce it is to invite chaos in which there is neither meaning nor life. Law can be corrupted. Lawfulness is not goodness. I say to you, then, that we seek not to be good or to be lawful, but to be just. For what is it to be good if we cannot define the acts that oppose it? What is it to be lawful if it is a devil's commands we obey? Justice is the hand that feeds the hungry and the shield that guards the weak. It is the sword that fells the wicked and the cloak that warms the indignant. It is for justice that the Order of the Gauntlet stands watch, and it is justice that Tyr and Torm, Helm and Hor demand. I could see how you'd be really happy if you were playing a paladin of Tyr or Torm. A household prayer. Lathander to light, Selûne to guide, Celeborn to judge, and passage provide. Traveler's Guide to the Sword Coast, Volume 4, The Risen Road. The stained, well-thumbed pages filled with traveling advice that seem to be decades out of date. Those who seek to journey to the coast from the interior regions lying to the east will typically seek out the Risen Road. Running parallel to the river Chianthar, the Risen Road provides an overland route all the way from Elturel to Baldur's Gate, and has proven tempting to travelers seeking an alternate to the river barges that sail the Chianthar. A portion of the road, approximately halfway between Elturel and Baldur's Gate, has, in recent years, developed into an enclave for Selûne worship, with a temple of not insignificant splendor lying near the road. Indeed, an entire village, Moonhaven, has developed alongside the temple and can provide food and shelter to weary travelers. Farther east lies the citadel of Moonrise Towers, where a toll is required for onward passage of goods and folk alike. Some are tempted to go off-road in order to avoid the toll. However, bandits and other dangers may cause them to pay a much steeper price. He's got some gold laying on the table he doesn't mind that we take. And a little burlap sack. No, nothing in it. He doesn't mind if we take this book.
What's inside?
Nada. Nada. And another something from the hinterlands. Esteemed reader, while this journal is no stranger to surprising news from the outermost reaches of our fair land, I must warn that this season's edition contains news. Some news might find, in a word, shocking. It might be that the cult of the Absolute reported by our agents in Eldergard will fade like any other, but reports of alliances between Goblin and Loathsworn Drow, Troll, and Dwegar are a particular cause for alarm. The seriousness of the enclosed report is quite unique in our history. Prior to publication, messengers were sent to localities including Baldur's Gate, Scornabel, and Candlekeep. Let us hope these reports are received with proper gravity for the safety of all. Sincerely, Mingus Etcherly, Editor-in-Chief. There's a cauldron for which to take. There is a ladder. Cupboard, gold. Try to get the camera over there. Basket, excellent. A pear and a lemon. Carafe of water. A bottle. The Lords of Madness, Volume 4. Yenogu, if I'm pronouncing that one right. Of all the demon lords, few have made their mark on the world as firmly as Yenogu. Yenogu? Yeah, let's just do Yenogu. Through his ravenous hunger is claimed to be a mindless compulsion. There is nothing mindless about the thorough insinuation of his presence in the world via his chosen gnolls. But how are gnolls created? First, a chosen of Yenogu must do as their master wills. Kill a hyena, then feasts on the corpse of the chosen's victim, and a gnoll is born in the gutted belly of the hyena. Gnolls, thus born, are hunger manifest. They ravage any living being, tearing body and bone asunder, leaving behind only bones. They care not for wealth or material gain, only to satiate their hunger. That satiation is in itself an offering to Yenogu, funneled directly to him. Some might envy the gnolls for such a tangible connection to their creator god, but that envy would melt to utter terror as soon as the beast's rotting breath and wicked cackles make their way through the dark of night. If you should find yourself the object of gnollish pursuit, burn your corpses, cover your scent, and pray to whomever might aid you. For there is no bribing, begging, or reasoning with hunger incarnate. They sound fun. Crossbow. Empty crossbow. Okay. But wait, there's more. So this lady over here, you want to talk to her.
You want to go poking around in the cellar? Be my guest. Plug your nose first, though.
Why? What's down there?
Corpse, half rotted to mush. Must have been down there a 10-day or more.
10-day. It's a nice place to hole up in. What is it?
It was a toll house. By the time we arrived, it was more like a slaughterhouse. There's more monsters than coin moving down this road.
Toll houses mean gold. Seen any around? We just picked up some.
There's a locked door down the hatch. Doesn't look like anyone's managed to get in. If there's any gold left, that's where it'll be.
All right. Good point to save.
rot of death. Delightful.
All right. Let's get Gale, because he had a torch. Hopefully he still has it. And give us some light down here. And there are a lot of boxes down here. Let's have Kin do the searching. Elfin wood souls. Leather. Ah, glorious food. Leather armor, nada. Rapier, spear, or javelin. Okay. Sausages. Sausage. Oh, how I yearn for more sausages. All right, he's got a book on him, Toll House Ledger, and 4 gold. Let's read that. A ledger containing details of a toll house's takings for the current year, 1492 DR. Most entries are newly written, listing the travelers and the amount of gold paid, but the text on the most recent page is smudged and rambling. 9 Podef. 4 merchants with a single wagon of sundries, 25 gold. 12 Marnapeth, Flaming Fist Company, 15 fists, and Gauntlet, 100 gold feet waived. Fists don't pay tolls, they extort. Marpanoff, Brewer and 2 guards, bringing kegs to Joaquin's Rest, 35 gold. Uktar, 7 farmers, no goods, no gold, wounded, warned us to leave. Uktar sent couriers to request extra guards or relief. More farmers, too many to count, no goods, carrying their own dead, road untenable, preparing to abandon post. This door is locked, but this might be one of the ones that you can just beat down. Yeah.
Watch yourself. I spy a trap.
Okay. It is a gas trap. Now, one of the things you can do with crates is you can grab a box and you can put it on top of the gas. And we try to reposition that a little bit better. Okay, that one's sealed off. Silver ingot, bronze ingot. Rotten food. Put the barrel on top of the gas trap. More ingots. Animal speaking, drow poison, antidote. Glorious vaulting. Drink this to triple your jump distance. Simple toxin. broken padded armor. Potion of mind reading. Simple toxin. Rotten carrot. Road dust, gray clothes. Okay, some jewelry. Dusty clothes. A silk gland. Alchemical ingredients. Combine 3 of these to create a suspension. How we yearn for a suspension. More clothes. Rotten cheese. Rotten eggs. Clothes. Rags. Rotten tomato. Rotten cheese. Rotten carrot. Rotten cheese. Yuck. Ugh. Rotten food. Rotten food. Let's put this box. That's too heavy. Or can't, or whatever. How about you? There, the crate is over the gas. But there is stuff in there. Ugh, the camera. Potion of speed, basic poison, simple toxin. Okay, same kind of room. Poison stuff around.
Careful, they're a trap.
Ingots. Gross, rotten food. Rotten food. A good carrot. Ugh, rotten food. mug. Leadership of the Zentirum. An excerpt from an ongoing metatext, rebound by Lassa Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denir for heretical attempts to reconstruct the metatext, or God's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. Despite their protestation to the contrary, it takes no keen eye to see echoes of Banite philosophy in modern Zentirum practice. A strict militaristic hierarchy where all power flows from the top. Who occupies that position today is the matter of some speculation. For the Black Network's leadership was thought destroyed along with their headquarters at Zental Keep in 1383 DR. The following decades, however, a new base of power began to consolidate at the Fortress of Darkhold, far to the south. So this was, but actually this was written obviously in a place way to the north, because actually Darkhold from this position on the map where we're at, it's kind of geeky, but where we're at on the map, if we were to draw a line from here like 45 degrees to the north, or more, even like 15 degrees, and travel way far away past El Terrell up to the north, that's where Zental Keep is, not in the south. In the following decades, however, a new base of power began to consolidate the Fortress of Darkhold far to the south. See, at its center stands the Paragost, an enigmatic armor figure to whom Zentirum rebirth is almost single-handedly attributed. Whoever the leader, it's clear that this new Zentirum have not abandoned plans for domination, so much as recalculated their approach, rebranding. Where once their focus was on the subversion and conquest of nations, the network of today is much more concerned with establishing their stranglehold on the market, a power which crosses borders that are close to more conventional forces. So yeah, they're getting out of the thug business, but they're getting into the organized crime. Might as well pick that book up. Something to sell. High Sun Liqueur. All right. Basic poison and potion of animal speaking. Okay, a vase, empty potion bottle, carafe of wine, bottle, nada.
Looks empty.
Let's move this vase. I don't think that's big enough. And I want to say it's wine. Rotten tomato. Okay. Oh, the camera. Okay, but wait. There's more. All right. Lizelle, you sit in this chair. And Will, if you wouldn't mind, please sit in this chair.
So much for a warm welcome.
Kale, bring us some light.
A trap. This place is more dangerous than I thought.
Let's move.
What? I was trying to disarm it. Ha 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 ha. Okay, then gotta be. That's why I brought this crate out. Okay. Okay, let's go get this crate too. There it is. Okay. Now it is it should be safe. Okay, so a nice great axe. A nice quarterstaff. A helmet. Great sword. Studded shield. Studded shield. Metallic gloves. A candle. Wooden chest. Gloves of heroism. Warding hands. When you use your channel oath spell, you gain heroism. So that is paladin gauntlets, paladin gloves, right? Gold, greater healing, gold, light the candle, bronze necklace, plate. Yeah, man, Toll House, yo, Toll House. Pleasurable deal. This is an excerpt from Play a Pleasurable Deal banned in no fewer than 4 cities for its lewd content. I'm surprised Baldur's Gate hasn't been. Its scandalous nature led to a number of widely distributed and illicit printings. Narrator. Yada 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 yada. So I'm gonna skip that one. But we'll pick it up to sell it. A gem. Come on, man. Pork loins, yo. Pork loins. Inglet and gold. Another great sword. Really getting weighted down there. all these bottles I'm picking up. All right. I do believe that is... Look around one more time, but I believe that's it. Yeah. Okay. Carafe of water. But that is it for down here. So bring your party back together.
Multiple tutors, I should guess.
Okay, now we can we should probably have Will be the one running around picking up everything. So this is where I am going to stop. So let me give you a heads up now. I'll be stopping the live stream in just a few minutes here, and I'll pick up later in the evening. But it is time to go do other things. Domestic, real worldly things. And we have been at it since earlier this afternoon. So as soon as we're done selling everything here, I'm going to go and shut this down, this one down. And again, I'll be back later in the evening. And we will continue on. Sounds like we're going to get some rain outside. That is lovely. I don't know whether to keep those ingots or not now, because this game has changed so much. If that's part of crafting now. I don't know if you need a cauldron now, because they've got recipes. I like my hat, but boy, that helmet would be nicer. Ugh, rotten eggs. I think I want to hang on to that. All right, back over to Will. Let's do some bartering and see about a short rest. And now that we've actually purchased quite a bit of things from her, okay, she usually just wanders back and forth throughout this area here. Hello. Where did you go, madam? And her dead friend is gone. Normally he's right here.
Prowess in battle is remarkable, as is
Where did all of them go? They've all left.
I'll pass.
Well, that sucks. Huh, normally they just stick around. So that's new. So, and again, I was hoping that after we did a short rest and came back and talked to her, she would start selling us those smoke powder bombs, which she had in the pre-release. But I guess we're not going to get lucky with those. It's all right. Hopefully there's still the other explosives that they've usually put around the game are there. Potato. Okay, we've checked everything else out over that way. So yeah, new twists and turns here in the game. Things you think if you played through it that are going to be there are not. See, it says recipe unlocked, sublimate of autumn crocus. I don't know if those are alchemicals or I'm not certain. All right. Yeah, we're getting ready to go into the next area. So yes, let me do a save here, and this is where we'll end this particular live stream. And I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will be back later to pick it up there.